Then the explanation of each song by Srila Prabhupada. Then it was comments by the governor, vote of thanks by chief guest, governor. That was the whole program. Yeah, they just took 2 songs and then sang them nicely, repeating, And probably people understood, too. They're probably mostly Bengalis there, or at least they understand the songs. I asked Nitai Gaur Sundar one time, he's from Lucknow, if he could understand the Bengali songs. He said, yeah, mostly, a little Bengali, Hindi, very similar, and a little bit of practice, okay. Hindi and Spanish are very similar, yes, right? Yeah. See, mejpar. What does that mean in English?
On the table.
On the mesa.
In Spanish?
Yeah.
In la mesa.
Parda? Pared. Yeah. What we got here? Camige? Spanish?
Camisa.
Yeah. The Arabs, they invaded Delhi and they invaded Madrid. Okay. So many Spanish words are not Latin-based. They're, Urdu or Arab-based. And many Hindi words are not Sanskrit-based. So if you speak Spanish and you speak English, then you get Hindi at half price. Because Hindi is 1/2 English. Cinema, telephone, like that. Yeah. So anyway, it's nice language, learning the songs, what they mean, significance like that. So many songs. He has different songs for different times of the day. You can just sing different songs and meditate on them and concentrate on them. Prabhupada said in the past, everybody would copy books by hand. Have you seen Rupa Goswami's handwriting? Have you seen that? Yeah. If you come out of the Krishna Balaram temple and go left, the first street, and the next building after that is the Vrindavan Institute. And it's government-sponsored, open to anybody. And it's a museum, archive. And you go inside and they have glass cases of old, manuscripts like this. And some, they say, were personally written by Rupa Goswami. And they're so regular, all the letters are the same form, that an optical character reader, a computer, could read them. Everyone is the same, like that. Lord Chaitanya said Rupa Goswami's handwriting was like a row of swans, he said. So that was what people did. They didn't need these things. Madhvacharya, the movie, it shows Madhvacharya preaching all over India. And he's walking with his danda, maybe 3 sannyasis after him. And there's a kirtan party with Brahmin kartals, and they come into some village, chanting. Maybe then 2, 3 people carrying things. So they would bring along their basic books, right? And they would present their philosophy and maybe have some nice, debates and discussions. And then finally, the local people would say, oh, yes, okay. We like it with your ideas, and we want to copy your books. Okay. So then maybe you divide it up, 5, 6 people, and that's what they do. So they can do it very quickly, very beautifully. So they didn't have, Xerox machines or anything else. Yeah. Mostly they could remember everything, but beyond that, the sutras, then they could write them. So Prabhupada said, you can copy the books by hand. And the devotees said, but Prabhupada, it would take so long. And he said, well, what else do you have to do? Because when nature is nice, there's always sufficient food coming naturally. And we're living in nature, and so you have a lot of time just to copy things. And it's very beautiful when you're copying like that. Beautiful handwriting, it's a whole different thing. Yeah. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur has so many songs for different times of the day. Yeah. I'm going to change sides here. See, it as a strategy. Yeah. He has that's a good, Actually, tell you easier. Okay, there you go. Yeah. He has a very nice, so Bhaktivinoda Thakur has so many songs, right? And some of them are Astakali Leela, divide the day into 8 parts of 3 hours each, and Krishna is doing things. So this is a Arunodaya Kirtan. Right? Actually, the one is, what's the one in the Krishna Balaram Mandir in the morning? In front of the deities, they sing, what is it? Huh? Vipada-bhār. That's also an Arunodaya Kirtan. It's not a Brahma Muhurta Kirtan. Of course, when Prabhupada left his body, they started singing the Garbhastika in front of the Samadhi, yet another song. So I don't know who chose that song, but I don't think it's appropriate. Dhananjaya, who was a temple president, didn't think it was appropriate. Because it's an Arunodaya Kirtan. It's a sunrise Kirtan.
It's not sāthe.
No, it's not a Mangalarti Kirtan. Yeah. So anyway, I'm making up a list of things I don't agree with in ISKCON. Jaya also has, a list, and we agree on many things. Yeah. So, udilo, aruṇa, pūraba-bhāge. What does pūraba-bhāge mean? What does that mean, pūraba-bhāge?
Eastern side.
Yeah. The udilo, aruṇa. Aruṇa means the reddish thing is coming, like that. The reddish color is coming. Udilo, aruṇa, pūraba-bhāge. Dwija-maṇi. Dwija-maṇi.
Two.
Huh?
Dwija.
Yeah. The jewel of the twice-born. Dwija-maṇi.
Oh, twice born.
Yeah, dwija-maṇi. Udilo, aruṇa, pūraba-bhāge. Dwija-maṇi. Bola. Gorā. He woke up himself, right? He didn't require an alarm clock. Yeah. Okay. There it is. Okay. Udilo aruṇa pūraba-bhāge, dwija-maṇi gorā amani jāge. So when the first horizon, the red colors coming in the sky, Lord Chaitanya, the jewel of all the twice-born people, wakes himself up. Bhakata-samūha. All the bhaktas,
Devotees.
all bhakata-samūha. Loiyā sāthe. He's taking all the bhaktas with him.
All together.
Yeah, bhakata-samūha, loiyā sāthe. Gelā, nagara-brāje. And they're going all over the nagara, all over the Raj, all over
Nagar-Sankirtan.
going all over the place like that, traveling. So it's a very, very nice descriptive song. There are many songs, but this one I like. Maybe there's maybe five songs that I think are in the first top. Isn't the top 10 songs? Of course, Jaya Radha Madhava, Gurvastikam. Because this song is so nice for preaching for Sankirtan. Because first place is in Bengali. So if you go someplace in Mexico or Peru, we actually did it in what's that one? Lakantuta. We use this song, and everybody's interested. Oh, it's a different language, and they can practice singing along, and you can tell them, oh, now you speak Bengali. If anybody asks you if you know Bengali, you can say a little bit. So it's very nice, very beautiful. Even if you don't understand the words, it sounds nice. And then it introduces Lord Chaitanya, because Srimad Bhagavatam is 5,000 years old, right? It's describing 25-mile-long witches, and if Putin had dropped dead here, her feet would be here and her head would be in the Krishna Balaram temple. Of course, everything was bigger then, everything bigger. So the Bhagavatam and everything is very, for ordinary people, it's a big jump. But Lord Chaitanya is there, parampara. So this song is introducing him. Okay. It was written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. When did Bhaktivinoda Thakur leave his body? What year? Know it all?
1914.
Huh?
1914.
Maybe. Sounds good. 1914, maybe. Yeah. So that's not so long ago. What is it? Basically, it's 100 years now. When I was in the temple in San Francisco, 1976 or something, some Indians came. One Indian family from Puri, and their grandfather was with them. And he said when he was a little boy, he saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Wow. It was some like public, a platform, and he said, a big man, very, very strong. He was preaching, talking with other people on the platform with some program, some cultural program, Yeah. So it's like, what's his name? Carl Jung. He knew people who knew Nietzsche. Carl Jung. Yeah, he knew people who knew Friedrich Nietzsche. And he walked on the same streets where Immanuel Kant walked. So this is parampara, I was hearing about, Rupa Goswami, everything. Then I came to India in 1978. We were able to come. First Hero Baba festival. Then I went over to the Radha Damodar temple. There was nobody here then. I read Upadeshamrita, so maybe the second day I was here, third day, there's Krishna Balaram temple. Prabhupada's Samadhi was about the same space as the tree there. It was like a telephone booth. Prabhupada's Samadhi was like this big, like that. Pujari opened the door. There's a picture of Prabhupada inside. We'd stand outside and, have the kirtan, And there were only pedal rickshaws, So anyway, I wanted to go to Radhakund, so nobody could go with me. So I had some rickshaw guy, and I said, Radhakund. Yeah. So the first stop, he took me to Mathura on a pedal rickshaw, which took, of course, I had to pay him a fortune, Yeah. Then after that, I kept saying Radhakund, and suddenly they put me on a bus, and if I got here, and there was nobody here, maybe like 30% of the buildings that are here now were there then. It was just nobody. Radhakund was right in the middle of Kartik. So one guy, Murari Tiwari or something, he was Pandit, he was there, okay. So he took me around and showed me Bhakti Siddhanta's toilet and hit me on the head with Bhaktivinoda's cane or something like that, So I went to Radhakund, put my beads in Radhakund, okay. Yeah. So, but then another time, maybe the day before that or something, but it was Purnima, it was I guess the beginning of Kartik. So I wanted to go to, Radha Damodar temple, and so I forgot his name, he's a Loy Bazaar, famous guy. Anyway, he loaned me his bicycle and told me to lock it up. So I found out how to get there. And again, Radha Damodar, there was nobody there. It was maybe 8 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock. Nobody there. And there was Rupa Goswami's Samadhi, which you see the pictures of. But now there, it's there. I was rubbing my face on it. Yeah. And so this is, parampara, all of our senses that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, only 100 years ago. Then you jump back 500 years to Lord Chaitanya. Okay, then you go back 5,000 years to Krishna, which is, inconceivable. But then we have, because we're risking our life on this. This is a life and death, investigation. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is nice song, udilo aruṇa pūraba-bhāge, because it's introducing Lord Chaitanya. And you can go out and very nice song to introduce in the Western countries. Oh, Bengal, he shows in the map. Even the shows in the map of India with Bengal is for them is like an adventure. Yeah. And then what I do usually, I show them the map. Here's Bengal and India, and I said that program in Ricardo Palma Universidad Ricardo Palma. Okay, yes, we had a program there. The ambassador of India was there. What's his name? Yvonne Rodriguez. Yeah. So I said, India is not a nation; it's a subcontinent. And the ambassador of India went, yeah. It's like Europe is not a nation, it's a subcontinent. So in India, there are different languages, different food, different marriage traditions. Yeah, it's a collection of different nations like that. It's an empire. So then you explain this to them. Oh, they don't know these things. And then Bengal is a whole culture. Oh, okay. Yeah. And then I have Sri Krishna Chaitanya written on the board. And you tell them the difference between the S, like in Hri, okay, Hri, okay. And then the S with the dada under it, Krishna, okay. And you have them try and pronounce it. And you say, repeat after me, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And they all pronounce it, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And I say, thank you, because their material life is finished, right? They all said the name of Lord Chaitanya with no offense. Yeah. Okay. It's a very nice song. And you can just, have them sing along a little bit. And what is it? This is Lord Chaitanya's mission. The beginning of the day, you go out very early. Udilo aruṇa, pūraba-bhāge, dwija-maṇi, gorā, amani, bhāge, bhakata-samūha, loiyā, gelā, nagara-brāje. First thing in the morning, you go out when people are in the mode of goodness. And can you sell alcohol in Delhi, the stores? Can they sell alcohol 24 hours a day, or are there hours that control it? Is it controlled by certain hours you can't sell? Do the bars have to close at a certain time in the hotels, or no?
Yes.
You don't know. Yeah. In the United States, it's regulated by each state. And sometimes the states give it even to like different counties, districts, how they control it. And some states are more religious than others. But in California, the biggest states, before, you couldn't sell alcohol after 12 o'clock at night. At 12 o'clock, the bars would all close. And 24-hour stores that sell things, they would put a piece of cloth over the beer and that kind of stuff. So you couldn't sell it from, I think it was 12 o'clock at night until 8 o'clock in the morning, like that, mode of goodness. The bar, about 11:45, the bartender says, last call for alcohol. That had their mantras. Last call for alcohol. That's another one. Okay. It's 12 o'clock. Yeah. 12 o'clock in the bar. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So the tamagun, tamagun's finished. Okay, yeah. Then sattvagun begins. See, even ordinary people, okay. So then maybe 8 hours, 12 o'clock. Then what happens at 8 o'clock in the morning? People start to get up, they start to arrange their face, arrange their clothes, and 10 o'clock, the bank's open, the store's open. What mode is this? Huh? Yeah, Rajagun. Profit, calculation, goals, Then at 6 o'clock at night, what happens? Huh? Yeah, in the city, in San Francisco, in Paris. Huh? Yeah, but it's the happy hour. In the bars, they have it here. All the bars is called the happy hour. But for who? For the fools. Yeah? Some business guy is so upset because the bank closes at 6 o'clock, but if I just had 30 more minutes, I could have made $15,000. Oh, so, the guy in the mode of passion is disturbed. But the fool, now I don't have to work anymore. I can't work anymore. I don't have to work now. And now I can go and play. Take my favorite beverages, which make me more and more stupid, right? And I can play stupid games with money. Oh, thing is good. Yeah. So it becomes, more and more stupid. Aha. Yeah. Shishi. Guru Puja ki jai. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So, 2 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock in the morning is sattvagun. 10 o'clock till 6 o'clock in the evening is rajagun. And 6 o'clock in the evening till 2 in the morning is tamagun. Yeah. So first thing, udilo aruṇa. Yeah. Lord Chaitanya's already been chanting, quietly, so many things. Yeah. If you chant, Vipamukhi Maharaj told me that Prabhupada said 3 times during one lecture, the best time to chant your rounds is before Mangalartik. Yes, you don't need any light or anything. You can chant, it's quiet. And then Mangalartik is so intense. You go there, Krishna is there. Your intelligence is being purified. Your perspective is being established. Buddhi. The plans come after breakfast. The buddhi, the perspective comes, Mangalartik. So, udilo aruṇa, pūraba-bhāge, dwija-maṇi, gorā, amani, jāge, bhakata-samūha, loiyā, sāthe, gelā, nagara-brāje. He goes out chanting. Yeah. What? Tāthaī. That's an onomatopoetic word. Yeah. Tāthaī. Bājalo, khol. Tāthaī. Ghana, tāthaī. Jajera roll. The big cartels, Jajera, say, no, they go, make that sound. Oh, okay, die. Tāthaī, tāthaī, bājalo, gana, tāthaī, Jajera roll. Preme dhala, sonara ange. Lord Chaitanya's beautiful features, are moving. His charana-nupara-bhāje. His ankle bells are making nice sound. Do we use ankle bells in ISKCON? Is it authorized? Is it bona fide? Aha. One time in Los Angeles in the very beginning, Prabhupada told the devotees, if you wear ankle bells tomorrow morning, I'll teach you how to dance. But nobody brought them. But as far as I know, it's bona fide. You can wear them. Yeah. They make noise. And you don't need cartals then, no? Yeah. They're very nice, yeah. So Lord Chaitanya is wearing ankle bells and his beautiful body. So it's very, very nice for preaching. Such a nice song. You can talk about Lord Chaitanya and according to the audience. Okay. Then he starts talking at philosophy. I don't know of any song which discusses philosophy like this. It goes through very, very basic philosophical principles like that. I don't know any other song which is just so nice. He says, and I think Bhakti-Sudhamara told us this song. He said there's a song in Manipuri. He says the same thing. Because he says, you spend your days, decorating your body, and your nights uselessly sleeping, unless you hṛdoya-rāje, unless you worship the Lord of the heart, you will fall down in great shame. Worship the Lord of the heart, or you will slip through your last few moments to death. Vipada-bhār. You must understand this one fact. This life is dangerous at every moment. Vipad, right? It is dangerous at every moment. Every moment. Understand this one fact. This world is not our home. Okay. Make kāje, your work. Yeah. Make taking shelter of the holy name is your only work. Your only work. Yeah. There is nothing to be had. Chodana, bhuvana maje. There's nothing to be got within the 14 worlds other than the holy names. The holy names have filled the soul of Bhaktivinoda-Thakur. So very much glorifying, In Christianity, do they glorify the holy names? Yeah. What is the prayer that Jesus taught? You're a Christian.
Our Father who is in heaven.
You know in Spanish?
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino.
You don't forget. It's nice, very nice. Prabhupada didn't like the fact they were asking Krishna for bread.
Yeah.
He said that was kind of insulting. Because Krishna is going to give you bread. But what does it say? This is the prayer that Jesus gave his followers. This is his Vedanta Sutra, Yeah. Again, every single Christian faith, they use this. It says, our Father. Okay, so right away, it's a person. Our Father who is in heaven.
Sky.
Yeah, our Father who art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Yeah, so right in the beginning, they can't deny it, that the holy names were important. In English, you have Halloween. Yeah, Halloween. What does that mean? Anybody know? You are English speakers. Yeah, Halloween. Evening. Hallowed evening. And hallowed means, yeah. In Mexico, you have a big day, big festival. You have little candy stuff. What's it called? Huh? Dia. Yeah, or Muertos or Santos. The Dias Todos Santos. Yeah. So Halloween is the evening before that. And they turned it into this, whole thing of getting candy and ghosts and stuff. But even so, there is a liturgy in the Catholic Church to celebrate that. And the next day is All Saints' Day. The next day is All Saints' Day. Yeah. And the day before is all evening. And even the Lutheran German also have a liturgy. Some of them do it. So it's a Pitri, kind of Pitri puja, worship of ancestors, like that. And even recently, there was a movie about a little boy in Mexico who wanted to play the guitar. Yeah? You saw it?
Yes.
Yeah. They showed it to us in Chile. All the boys were watching it. Then afterwards I asked, how many times did they mention the name of God? And all thinking, not one time. But it talks about a Pitri Loka. Then after that, you die for real and go someplace else, and nobody knows where. It's there. It's like a tamasic Purana. So this is what Lord. This song is talking about the basic philosophy of who we are, what happens, and it's basically the song for the most part is Upadharma. But Buddhism is Upadharma. Upadharma. It's not really dharma. It's telling us the importance. When Buddha was preaching, there were so many Brahmins and such big Vedic culture, and they were killing animals and using the Vedas to justify all these things. So Buddha's philosophy, he was a real revolutionary. They tried to kill him, of course. So one time, one of the problems was that one big philosophical group said there is a soul. It's different than the body, an atma, and there is paramatma. Another group said no, body is all there is. So big conflicts. So Buddha is giving a new philosophy, right? And so then they go to him and they say, Buddha, what do you say? Is there a soul or not, Buddha? Because if he says yes, he's going to lose half of the audience. If he says no, he's going to lose half of the audience. But Buddha is a very sharp guy. Where Buddhi means, right? Smart. Yeah. So it's like, so they say, what do you say, Buddha? And Buddha says, you should find out. So he emphasized the importance of the investigation. That's what Socrates does too. It's not really, it's upadharma. It's very important. It's that what takes us to dharma. And Buddha gave the process. You should follow the process. Meditation, proper activities, these kind of things. And so the same way, the song is talking about the importance of the holy names, emphasizing nothing else in the free world. Make it your only work. So very nice. In Latin America, I think there's no problem. And then many people can accept this idea and philosophy. It's very, very compatible with the religious culture they're already experiencing, like that, and so on. Oh, okay. Yeah. In Chosica, in Peru, it's outside of the city. We have our big temple there. There's a nice small town there. And so they invited all the different primary schools to come for it was Friday afternoon for a procession with all their students and have a nice little feast for all the children afterwards. So we got there late. So we were the very, very last group. And maybe like about 60 kids in the group, little kids. So then they had a small cart, rata, and they had gorā. And these were like from Navadvip, maybe like 1.5 meters tall, gorā from Navadvip. And they had them on a cart, it was just like that. And the children were in 3 lines with 3 ropes, They were just pulling gorā. And I came, and they weren't doing anything. And so many people up on the tops of the buildings, everything. It was like a village thing, a town thing. Different schools were going by with their uniforms. Then I asked the teachers, do the children know? Do the children know gorā? I said, of course. So why don't you have them sing it? Oh, okay. So everybody, oh, so cute, like that. Hare Krishna thing in. And Peruvians, Peruvian kids, they love to dance and stuff. Well, it was immediately the whole thing. And the sun was going down, and gorā with the end there like that behind it. So one Peruvian guy came to me and said, who are they? Who are they? The statues. And I said, oh, they are 2 Indians, very powerful Indian saints. And he paid us obeisances. He bowed down like that and stuff. So it's just, the culture is so natural. It's just natural. Even a child understands. So this Manipuri song, I heard told, it just says that you've come to this human life. Same thing. You have this human body, human body, and it's like coming into a marketplace, right? You come into this marketplace, and you come into the marketplace, and you have something very, very important that you have to get, very important that you have to get today. But when you get there, all the shops are closed, and there's not really even full light. You can't do anything. So this is like when we're little children. You can't do anything. You can't even figure out which end the food's supposed to go out of. It's like you have to be trained in so many things. Your eyeballs are going different directions. So it's almost impossible to do any kind of spiritual work or something when you're a very small child. Bhakti yoga is very powerful. Okay, maybe sometime a little bit later when you reach maybe like 4 years old or something. Okay, then in the marketplace, the stores are beginning to open up, and maybe you see, this place is opening, they're selling some coffee and some nice pastries and orange juice. And, okay, well, other stores aren't open, I'll sit here. And you start to sit, and other stores are opening, but you're enjoying your coffee, and other people come, they're selling a newspaper. So you start reading a newspaper and talking to people. Oh, my goodness, it's already 10 o'clock or something. Okay, I better start looking. So maybe when you're, say, 8, 9 years old, you start looking for some spiritual life. You start making some endeavor. You think this is important. But then it becomes like noontime, and you still haven't found it exactly. But now this place has very, very nice lunch there. That's good price, and so you stop for lunch and have some more coffee. Okay. Oh my goodness, half the day's already gone. So you start looking again. Okay, but then you say, oh my goodness, they have a sale on nice clothes, and then they'll go in there, and the guy's measuring you, and very discount price, okay. And then you say, well, wait a second, but also there's I could buy a belt, I could buy some socks, I could buy shirts. And you come out, and it's already like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the song says, and the sun is already beginning to set, and some of the stores have already closed. Because when you get older, your memory starts to go, the senses become weaker, your throat's not so strong, you can't chant like you used to. So a very, very nice song. But Prahlad Maharaj tells his friend, so many years are wasted in this, so many years are wasted in that. So it's a universal song, and here the same thing is there. You have this human form of life. What have you done, right, to take advantage of it? He says you haven't even thought about it. You haven't even thought about taking advantage of what you can get in this human form of life. And he says that actually the holy names, are the only refuge, and they filled the soul of Bhaktivinoda-Thakur. Nice song. Koi Prashna. I Kung Fu skills. I have black belt in karate. Yes.
Talking about the last point, is the sense of urgency to go to a spiritual life. But how you deal with the fact that you have to do duties, your duties as your position, because I can just give it up everything and try to be a Babaji or something, but it's not possible in my position or certain duties I have to do. So how do you deal with both?
Tonto and the Lone Ranger. He's a very famous radio show. Anyway, Latin culture you call him Toro because Tonto doesn't quite cut it in Spanish language. Anyway, he said, what you mean we? They said we. What you mean we? Yeah, because everybody's individual. That's one thing, And the second thing of almost all these questions is everything else. What am I going to do? What am I going to know? We're like 3-year-old children. 3-year-old child, they can maybe survive without supervision and help for maybe some time, but they can't feed themselves. They can't anything. They'll get sick and die. That's us. We have free will. We're small, but we have to be either Durga or Radha. That's your choice. Which big sister you want to follow. And Durga is offering you all kinds of advantages, and we can steal cookies, and we can do things. Radha's offering you, better go to school or something. So, again, everybody's in different position, different situation, different psychosocial situation. If you're in the body of a bacteria, you're not going to do much at all. Even a tree or an animal, right? It just, okay, if you learn something here, this thing. If you come this far away from a cat's nose, like that, they're forced to sniff. They're forced. Someone told me that 40 years ago, Barbara Barton. I tried it, and if you get, they get them running away, even though they don't want to, they want to run away, they can't help themselves. Or, you got them. Lion tamers know that if you get within 2 meters of a lion, he's forced to attack. And they're trying to make them jump around and do things. They never get closer than 6 feet, because even if he's afraid of the gun or the whip or something, when you get closer than 6 feet, it's just automatic response, So when you're in the body of an animal and these kind of things, then, well, how can I renounce my duties and stuff? You can't, You're going to be forced to do them. But if you take birth as a human being, where you have association with the mode of goodness, Female persona, Prabhupada says a woman who's not influenced by a man in the mode of goodness is guaranteed to be in the mode of passion or ignorance. Citation. Yeah, but smart woman figures this out. Yeah, you've got to take advantage of the stoplights, right? Yeah, it means that you're much more intelligent than the stoplight, right? But yeah, that's an intelligent person. Yeah. Okay, so I got a female body. Okay, yeah. And it has advantages and disadvantages. What's her name? Yugala Kishore, Devi Dasi. You know her? Okay, yeah. She wanted to do something for a interfaith dialogue we had. So I told her to go interview, some nuns. She went to one nunnery in Lima. Yeah, did you go with her? No. Okay. And there were they were cloistered nuns. They didn't come out ever. And when they would talk with people, they had these iron bars, and they could sit on the other sides. There were two girls there. They were both from Mexico, and they'd been sent there on their mission, whatever their order was. And one got there when they'd become like maybe 16 and 18 or something, So they'd been there for a long time. Now they're maybe like, 58 and 62 years old or something, So very nice. And she went to sari and everything else. They were great. They were asking her all kinds of questions about what it's like, your religion and girls and stuff, And then, so she asked them, are women considered less intelligent in your movement in the Catholic Church, And they kind of looked at each other and smiled, Yeah, this is something probably they were dealing with, And then they told the story of how Jesus got up and he said, who is it? Peter, John. He called the apostles to come, And they said he didn't have to call the women, right? The second the master stood up, they stood up. So, okay, so who's more intelligent? They didn't have, you see, it's a different situation. And so, of course, formally, externally, that's why there's sannyasas there, right? Formally you can take sannyas, and then you're like, a grihasta is like a cloud full of water. You've got to carry the water. It's compared to this is light of the Bhagavad. It's compared to a cloud full of water, so it's got dark and all these kind of things. There's so much work to do, and good. But then when you can take sannyas, you're like a white cloud. In verse 37 or something in light of the Bhagavad. Very nice purport. And now the duties are finished, okay. But same facility is not there in a female body, right? Yeah. So it's different for different people. Naturally, if you're following Varna Ashram, Prabhupada says, was it 38. 1:17:38. I have a mnemonic for remembering that. He says that all girls should be married by 16, and all guys should be married by 25, or take sannyas. Okay. So if you're in Vedic culture, by the time you're 25 years old, you've got it figured out. You got a guru, he's been trying different austerities and stuff. You see, there's, I don't have to get married. I'm happy dealing with girls as sisters or mothers or aunts or daughters. And that's enough for me. I don't have to actually have, my relationship with anybody. Okay. Okay, so then 25 guys take sannyas. Okay, you don't have to go through grihastha or vanaprastha. The Virabahu, Vaisheshika, they went directly into vanaprastha ashram. Yeah, it's okay. So some emotional connection with the opposite sex, husband and wife, yeah, but no gross connection. Okay, some people. So there's a whole thing of psychosocial arrangements that people can take up. Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, right? Yeah, because his old mother, his beautiful young protected wife, unprotected wife, he just walked away. What is this called? There's a whole village dedicated to this. Huh? Near Doyal. This whole village, near Doyal. It shows this, they have a painting on the wall. It shows, Sachi Mata crying and Vishnu Priya is sleeping and Sachi Mata is crying and Lord Chaitanya is walking away, no mercy. It is. It's nice. It's a good cry. Yeah. In the movie Nimai of Nadia, Lord Chaitanya takes sannyas without warning anybody. And they took him into going to Vaidacharya's house, right? And so that everybody from Nadia can see him one last time. So all the devotees come and they say, oh, quick, Nimai's there. He's going to stay for a few days. And this is the last chance for everybody to see him. And everybody's running and stuff. And Sachi Mata's going to grab some cooking things and so on. And she's leaving and she tells Vishnu Priya, but you have to come too, And she says, well, I can't see him now. He's a sannyasi, but you're his mother, you can see him, but I can't see him. So then she says, I won't go without you. And she says, no, you have to go. He'll be very unhappy. So the movie goes away. And in the movie she says, in this world, in this incarnation, you're so merciful, everybody will see you. Everybody except Vishnu Priya. So, this one's good. It's drama. Yeah. So that's, but she became as good a sannyasi as he did, right? He was preaching the glories of the holy name. I mean, talk quite frankly, there was one American girl wanted to become a sannyasi, and she got, raped 3 times traveling to this and that way. I mean, was tricked into this and that. She figured out this doesn't work. You can't travel all over the world. There's preaching everywhere and stuff. It's totally different circumstance. Well, how was she preaching the glories of the holy name? How was she taking exclusive shelter of the holy name? Did she open her own business, her own boutique and selling? What did she do? Huh?
She chanted around and put one grain.
Every mantra, not every.
No, around.
Yeah, she would take 1 grain of rice. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yeah. And however much rice she had, I think it was 2 o'clock or something, she'd take whatever vegetables are easily available. And that was all she would do. So she was showing people how important it is. One time I calculated how much rice is 64 rounds.
How much?
Yeah.
Rice.
How much rice is 64 rounds if you do that? How many grains of rice? How much rice? Mm-hmm. This much. That's 64 rounds. Yeah. So she said she was always like the waning moon. Just to see her, people would just say, oh my God. Yeah. So she was just as good a preacher. But she adapted it in terms of her, situation like that. Devahuti and Kardama Muni. Should they renounce things? No. Jai and Vijay, they could have been devotees, right? They could have come to the material world, and they could have become devotees, right? And how long would they have to have stayed? They would have had to stay here how long? How many lifetimes? 7, I think. 7 lifetimes. So they chose to be demons for 3 lifetimes. So Devahuti and Kardama Muni, they could have become self-realized in 5 lifetimes, but by being a renunciate, being a sannyasi. But Krishna said, hey, get married and just try it out. Follow the process, follow the experiment, like that. So different people. Radhika Ramandas, when he was getting married to Amrita Keli, his good wife, they went to South Africa. The 2 families were sitting there. And they were sitting with their family, which never happened before. Traditionally, the girl never sees the boy and stuff physically. But anyway, they were sitting, but they were both like And the families were talking about their interests and their things like that. And basically a marriage of two families, you know. As I remember, he said he kind of looked at her and she looked at him, and he could see, they both could understand, kind of nodding, that they both thought getting married was stupid. And she thought it was stupid, he thought it was stupid, but they both agreed, we got to do it, you know. So that was their attitude towards marriage. You know, we started their marriage, it was stupid, you know. Yeah, but, you know, got to do it, okay. And so so far they've had a very happy marriage. They both think it's stupid. They got to do it. Yeah. And so Kardama and Devahudi, one time it was finished. They went through it one time and they never were attracted ever again. You know, they followed the experiment. So different people are on different levels, you know. Again, some couples are ready for vanaprastha, right? You go right into vanaprastha, you know? And other people know. They have to guy has to get married, have 6 wives, and have 36 kids. but maybe that's his honest position. It's his honest position, you know? Yeah. And so Krishna arranges it. If it's one, you know, big happy family, you've got, you know, 5 co-wives and 36 kids. It's just like when you go on the Brajmana Parikrama, you got you can you know, we call it bust the market. When you go to the market, you can just fluctuate everything by deciding who you're going to buy from, you know. Yeah. But I mean, it's everything, Varna Ashram creates a nice situation. Then Lord Chaitanya is going internally, the Zang goes internally. And whatever situation you're in, if you chant, then you can see, I remember probably one recording, he says, Krishna will put you in the mode of pure goodness at any moment. At any moment, Krishna can put you in the mode of pure goodness. He says only one requirement, no selfish desire. Yeah, as soon as you just surrender, really, then Krishna can put you in the mode of pure goodness. Yeah. And then even externally, you're engaged in any position. Who was a big demon and a big devotee? It's a very famous story. He got it right away. Yeah, the story of Vritasura. Everybody was amazed. He was a big demon. You know, but at the same time, it turns out he was a big devotee, maybe even eating people. You know? That story is in the Rig Veda. The story of Vritasura is in the Rig Veda also. Yeah. So there's no impediment in terms of bhakti yoga if you get the association of a devotee and so on. Yeah? So you got to read the Bhagavatam and find the stories that relate to you, yeah, and your situation. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know, maybe that's enough.
Any specific method to chant?
Huh?
Any specific method to chant?
Any
Specific method?
methods
Chanting.
of chanting?
System of chanting method.
Yeah, that's a whole separate lecture. Yeah, maybe next week. Okay. Come again next week, and we'll talk about how to chant Hare Krishna. Okay? So thank you all very much. Thank you all.